You're watching Cartel TV and I'm Simone.
The BT50 got a facelift for 2018 in order to make it more competitive against some of Australia's best-sold vehicles.
It's also locally developed, so it should be right what we're after. Well, today I have the BT50 XTR Dual Cab. Let's see how it stacks up against the other utes.
The front is redesigned for 2018 with intent to make it look more modern.
The differences include a new grille and noticeably more massive bumper design.
The side gives an elegant line, as elegant as a ute can be, and 17-inch wheels which, I have to say, don't really look big on a car which is 5,124mm long and 1.8 metres high.
Now I have to mention that I don't really like the lights, both the headlights and the tail lights.
First of all, they're all halogen, even in this trim level. Secondly, while the front ones look okay, the tail lights are just hideous.
At least in my opinion. They kind of look like a slapped-on afterthought taken from an uninspiring large sedan.
In the XTR trim level that I have here, you get black door handles and mirrors, but also front mud flaps and underbody impact protection.
All in all, the BT50 is a modern ute, sporting some extravagant design solutions, but pretty much limited by its body style and purpose.
Speaking of which, laden ground clearance is 200mm and unladen 232mm.
The 2018 facelift brought about no changes in the engine department, but it did bring a reduction in maintenance price.
This is reflected in the 15,000km servicing interval, which is a 50% increase over the previous model. The engine options include a 2.2-litre inline-4 with 110 kilowatts of power and 375 Nm of torque, and a beefier 3.2-litre 5-cylinder turbo diesel engine with an intercooler producing 147 kilowatt and 470 Nm of torque.
So the second one I mentioned is the one I have here, and I have to say, it's pretty good.
Its official fuel consumption figures say it will return 10 litres per 100 kilometres on average.
But I reckon that's a bit optimistic, especially when you consider what most BT50s are actually used for.
Expectedly, the BT50 is a four-wheel drive car with low-range gearbox available.
The gearbox has 6 speeds and it works really well. In fact, you don't even really notice it shift unless you're paying attention, which is really nice.
The power and torque figures come relatively early in the rev range, 3,000 and 2,500 respectively, making the BT50 seem effortless to drive, even with the curb weight of about 1,900 kilograms.
With a maximum payload of 1,380 kilograms, the BT50 is a pretty good equipment and load hauler.
Unbraked towing capacity stands at 750 kilograms and braked at 3,500 kilograms. However, don't mistake the BT50's driving experience to that of driving a regular car. It's big, bulky, high and rugged, and there's a fair amount of wind and road noise.
And if you're expecting anything else, you need to remember some basic physics and price ranges in the car industry.
What you should expect and what you do get is a capable off-roader made to get you and your cargo across some very rough terrains. Definitely the most modern looking feature regarding the interior design is the 7-inch infotainment screen, and Mazda finally added Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
It's 2018 and these connectivity options shouldn't really be getting so much attention, but considering how stubborn Mazda have been, I kind of feel like I'm witnessing a milestone here.
But other than that, the rest of the interior features of the BT50 actually make it pretty ordinary.
I guess considering the purpose of the BT50, this is probably a good thing.
The buttons and knobs aren't gimmicky, but rather straightforward and easy to use.
But you know what? Considering how modern and stylish the interior of other Mazda vehicles can be, I do feel that this one's a little underwhelming.
You get reasonably comfortable seats that give some support for rougher terrains.
But even in this trim level, they're cloth, which I thought was surprising. But in saying that, you know what? They're contoured, they're comfortable, they've got, great stitching. And in fact, this whole backseat area is pretty impressive. I mean, considering that in many utes you often just get a bench to sit on. We've got the comfortable seats, quite spacious. You've got your armrests with cup holders, adjustable headrests. It's pretty comfortable back here.
The audio system has 4 speakers and there are 2 12-volt outlets, cruise control, interior illumination with delayed fade for the entry and map reading spot lamp, Bluetooth connectivity, cup holders and bottle holders, pretty bright touchscreen, well-designed instruments that are clear and easy to read, and that's about it.
Storage is also okay. Besides the cup and bottle holders I mentioned, you also get lockable and illuminated glove box, door pockets, and a little space overhead for your sunnies.
There are hints that the BT50 aims to be upmarket. These include leather-bound steering wheel, dual-zone climate control, satellite navigation, DAB+ digital radio, and the mentioned infotainment system.
But after seeing the Ranger we recently reviewed, I have to say that the BT50 falls a little short in terms of interior design.
Aside from the rugged construction and sturdy chassis, the BT50 has reversing camera, traction control, front and curtain airbags, ABS, dynamic stability control, EBD, emergency brake assist, hill descent and launch controls, load adaptive control, locking rear diff, roll stability control and trailer sway control.
If it's a workhorse of a car with some basic perks that you're after, then the BT50 is a pretty good option, and it's a bit cheaper than the Ranger.
However, it does fall short from the Ford when it comes to interior amenities and materials.
Pricing for the BT50 starts at just under $30,000 for a single cab, and this dual cab XTR will set you back just under $50,000.
Having in mind its purpose and abilities, the BT50 will surely find its way to many homes in Australia, and rightfully so. It's a solid, capable ute with great badge reputation behind it.
However, it's not likely that this model will be remembered as a milestone for any other reason other than the fact that Mazda finally got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I hear the new Mazda 6 also has these. Thanks for watching Cartel TV. Make sure you join us on social media and subscribe to our channel. Now, it's been raining utes at Cartel TV this month. Jenny's reviewed the Ranger and the Colorado. I've just reviewed the BT50, and coming up we've got the Navara, the Hilux and the D-Max. Let us know in the comments below what you think of the ones we've reviewed so far and what you'd like to see in the ones coming up.